Hey everyone. Sorry I started the live stream a little bit late. Hey Nathan. Feeling better? Not really. But I'm hanging in there. It's hard, man. Like, I think I've cried every single night since my dog died, and like, it's not gotten any easier, but I also know that, you know, eventually it's supposed to, and that it's fine to feel what I'm feeling because it's normal. But yeah, just going through it, and you know, my way to cope is just to not necessarily throw myself into, you know, work and concerts and stuff, but just to, you know, use like recording and writing music, just to help get all the emotions out there. And it's good to cry too, as much as it sucks. It's better to get it out than like have it kind of building in, and like the shitty part is like when you're at work and stuff, like you can't just like burst into tears, and you know, when I'm around my family I don't want to burst into tears either. So, you know, I just, when everyone's sleeping, I just go to the kitchen, sit on the floor like I did with my dog, and I cry it out, and then I go to bed, and it is what it is. Hi Brooklyn. Thank you. That song actually that I put out, it's not mine. It's actually a song that was on General Hospital many years ago, like 2009, probably 2009, I think. Aw, it's okay, Edmund. I'm supposed to. I'm also just like fresh out of the shower, so I'm also soaking wet. This isn't like tear sweat, you know. This is just my face is wet from getting out of the shower. And I'd be honest if I was just crying. Hopefully we can distract you tonight. Well, we're gonna talk about GH for sure. Yeah, the reality is some people are gonna, you know, check on me every day and say how you're doing and stuff. Friday, I went to the first concert I've been to since the beginning of May, before my dog died, and I got to see a ton of my friends that I've been avoiding like the plague, you know. Just because I know that they'd all, you know, ask and give you a big hug and stuff, and I think it was nice to be around them, and they didn't pry too much, which I appreciated. So, you know, they gave me a hug. We talked about Pride because it's, you know, Pride Month and stuff, and yeah. We just had a good time. I enjoyed the concert, and I loved seeing my friend up there on the stage and dancing with my friends in the mosh pit. So it was a lot of fun. Hey Sandy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the live streams a little bit shorter, just because I'm still kind of easing my way back into things, and you know, it's baby steps that I need to take. So, but yeah, hey everyone, welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. It's good to be back on the official Sundays now too. Before we get into it, it looks like the writer's strike may have just ended, as they have seemed to make some kind of an agreement in Hollywood. So GH shouldn't come to a halt, though they'll probably have to work overtime to play catch up a little bit, but I don't think we'll notice anything on screen. So there we go. And hopefully the agreement ended up in more pay for the writers and some guarantees that AI won't be taken over. Yeah. Hey, Kaiwan. But yeah, writer strike over, guys. I didn't really get to read much into it because literally just before I went live is when I saw the article. And not even like on a GH page or a soap page. It was just my friend on Facebook posted about it. So there we go. If you guys know more than I do, let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's talk about GH this week. It was a 4-day week because it was Memorial Day in the States on Monday. But yeah, there were some things that happened, you know. The biggest thing was Victor Cassadine's last will and testament. Basically, Victor's loathed ones gathered for his will reading, and it was as ridiculous as you thought it might be. It was basically Victor taking the piss out of the people that he invited to the will reading. He gave Ava a picture of a gargoyle, how do you pronounce that again? Gosh, gargoyle? Bleh. And then for Alexis, he gave her one of those little weird Russian dolls where it's like the little, you know, there's a doll inside of a doll inside of a doll. He gave that to Alexis. I forget his reasons for it. But I think it had to do with her daughters. And then Sam, who wasn't there, by the way, was given a deck of tarot cards. Whether it plays into a future storyline, who knows? I mean, maybe one of them can control people. Who knows? He gave Charlotte, who also wasn't there, a necklace with the Cassadine crest on it. And a couple days later, Valentine and Laura had a conversation about it. You know, he debated giving it to her, and he will, because he hopes that his daughter can make the Cassadine name something to be proud of instead of something to fear. And also, back to the will, though, he gave Valentine a piece of a statue of Apollo, which was either a finger or his junk. And by the way, Valentine was not at the will reading either, and had Martin go in his place. So it was good to see Martin, I guess. Victor also gave Spencer a white cardboard box with the doves that Cyrus had given to Spencer while he was in prison to give to Trina. And also a little deposit box key. More on that later, though. He told Anna he would leave her with the truth to deal with. More on that later as well. By the way, Anna was pretty late to the will reading herself. Didn't really say why, though. And then Victor also left Nicholas a property on the other side of the world that Laura is speculating where Victor had taken Nicholas when he was recovering from the time Valentine shot him. And to Laura, he just thanked her for being a worthy adversary. A bit weird, but also I kind of believe it. Like, as much as those two butted heads, I always felt like Victor actually truly respected Laura. Similar to how Helena respected Luke, but less sexual tension. What are you guys saying in the chat? It was the statue's middle finger. Okay, that's what I thought too. I thought it was the middle finger. It was funny. I wonder what all Victor's money went to. Oh God, who knows? I can only imagine. Brooklyn, you said this is a way for Laura to go on vacation to find her son Nicholas. Does Jeannie Francis get those long vacations? I know Finola does. But I've never seen Jeannie take like a long hiatus unless it was like her randomly getting booted off the show. Or no, she does. She totally does. You're right. Yeah, like in the summer, she takes time off in the summer and then comes back in the fall. That woman, I swear. But yeah, so yeah, let's get into the details of Victor's riddles and gifts. So Laura has it in her mind that Nicholas might be hiding out at the property Victor gave him and is debating going there. Of course, Ava knows that Nicholas isn't there, but doesn't want Laura going to war-ridden Chechnya, where she could get hurt. So she pays Dr. Gatlin Holt, or as she calls him, Dr. GH, a visit, and of course Mason shows up too. It's been at least a couple months since we've seen him around, I think, and he's doing the same old. He's just telling Ava that he wants to use her family connection to help with whatever work he's trying to make Austin do. And to be honest, I still couldn't care less about the story, because they're not getting anywhere with it. Jeannie does take long vacations. Yeah, sorry. I realized it after. But yeah, Valentine might go with Laura. It's so wild how often Laura leaves town, though, to do whatever she wants, despite being the mayor. She doesn't even have a deputy mayor anymore since Victor overthrew her off a bridge, literally. Ken Shriner leaving GH. Yeah, he says that every year, though. Like, I think we touched on that Wednesday, maybe, but like, I always take what Ken Shriner says with a grain of salt, because every year he says that he's no longer on GH, and then he's back in like 2 months. And like, I think he's just on vacation and just like creating buzz and controversy just to like keep the writers and showrunners on their toes. You think Olivia? You think Olivia Jerome is back? I'm assuming, and has Laura's son. I don't know if I want to see a stint of Olivia again. She's a little too batshit crazy for my liking, but they have alluded to her a couple times in the last year, so it could be her. You might be right, Rick. All right, now let's talk about some of the other gifts. As obscure and cryptic as Victor's words for Anna were, which his words were, he leaves her with the truth. It led to a pretty colossal situation for her. Turns out Victor leaked Anna's WSB history to the press as a double agent for the DVX, which, while the audience and the WSB and most of Anna's friends and family were aware of it, the rest of the world wasn't. And basically, because the truth came out, in the media, the WSB had no choice but to arrest Anna for treason against her country. They threatened her loved ones too, but Anna has worked for the WSB for so long that she called their bluff. Long story short, they didn't really want her to get arrested, mostly because everyone would probably get curious as to what else the WSB has covered up over the years. So effective immediately, Anna is no longer a member of the WSB, which I don't think is going to change much for the character beyond her connections, which probably honestly went out the door when Frisco was removed as the head of WSB anyway. So, I don't know. No, I don't think Spencer is in love with Jocelyn, and I never will think it, Kaiwan. I'm sorry. You can keep saying it, and I'm going to keep on not believing you. Brooklyn, you said, who's going to watch Charlotte if Laura and Valentine leave together? Kevin can. Kevin will watch. Because he's been off screen for like months anyway. Alright, let's talk about Spencer's gift, besides the box, I mean. So he had kind of left it aside to spend a day at the newly reopened MetroCorp pool, where the hot young dudes can show off their bodies, and Joss and Dex were there, and he still has no use for Dex. But for Trina's sake, he's going to try to be nice to Dexter, which Trina and Joss got a kick out of when Dex was showing him how to block a hit. Side note on like the set, like it's so funny to me how shallow that pool actually is. Like, I don't know if you guys caught it when Trina and Spencer were in there like cuddling each other, like holding each other like that, but like they had them sitting on their knees, and like I think they should have maybe maneuvered the camera work to make it look like they weren't on their knees, because it just looked ridiculous. It looked ridiculous. But anyway, after Trina shared the news of her DNA test, which we'll discuss after this, Spencer shared the news of the gifts Victor left him, and while Spencer was debating never bothering to go to the deposit box, Trina practically dragged him out of the MetroCorp because knowledge is power, and turns out her instincts were right. Basically, Victor left Spencer a smoking gun to bring Esme down and get full custody of Ace. Proof that she drugged Trina and Haggerty, Oz Haggerty or whatever. Footage of her buying the burner phone from Oz, and a letter from Esme to her nanny Maggie admitting to killing Oz. One thing I didn't realize is that Trina never knew Esme drugged her. I thought she knew. I thought she figured it out, or I thought that Spencer told her, but I guess not. But I guess their lives have been consistently chaotic this whole time, so it is what it is. The pool isn't deep as the average bathtub. Exactly, cheap set. Yeah, it looks good from afar, but when you actually focus on the pool, it's pretty sad. Angel, you said, I think the actors have chemistry more than Spencer like Joss. Yeah, like I think all four of them have chemistry with each other, but like I don't see Spencer having actual feelings for Joss because he keeps on bringing up Cameron. Like he hates Dex because of Cameron. All right. Where was I? Okay. But yeah, that information that Victor left Spencer could throw Esme in the slammer. But here's my question for you guys, really. Do you guys think it's legit evidence or fabricated? Because given how Spencer and Victor's relationship imploded on their way to Greenland, this could be a trap to screw Spencer over somehow, right? I mean, we don't know when this video was filmed. It could have been filmed before Greenland. And, you know, likely was. But, like, I feel like Victor was smart enough to know that Spencer would double-cross him. Or would be weak, like his father. DG said, I hope Esme gets her memory back soon so she can come up with a counterattack. I'm tired of Mother Teresa Esme. You know, I don't think Esme necessarily needs to get her memory back to get her scheming ways back, you know? Like, that's all still in there. She just doesn't remember what she did. And I think, you know, the more people kind of, like, try and, you know, force her hand a bit, I think that part of her will come out. Trina just thought she was drunk, then no one did a toxology report on Trina. Yeah, because it kind of, you know, she slept it off and didn't really suspect anything. Like, she didn't have a reason to. DG said, I hear William Lipton is probably coming back as Cam soon because William is done with school for the semester. Yeah, probably. It'll be interesting to see how he's written back in, especially now that we know that the strike is over. Things might be pushed back a bit because of that, so we might not see Cameron until a little bit later, but we'll see. Sandy said, knowing Victor, it's probably fake, but I sure hope it's real. Esme needs to go to jail. Valid. All right, now let's go talk about Trina and the DNA test. We touched base on this Wednesday a little bit, but to re-summarize, the DNA test showed that Curtis was Trina's father. My question is, given that we know Selena was wanting to tamper with the evidence, is it possible that Taggart is Trina's father after all? Because that's, I don't know. It's a theory. I mean, I personally thought that Selena would have wanted the test to say that Taggart was the father so that Curtis could pursue a job with the WSB, leaving the club for her to run herself. If she did rig it, what would be her motivation to making Curtis the father? Also, again, shout out Real Andrews, who killed the scenes of him finding out the truth. His breakdown in the elevator, so good. Man, it's unfortunate that we don't get to see him that much. And I think a big part of it might be his health, but, you know, they could just, like, have him there for a day to shoot, like, several days, you know? Oh, the writer's strike is over? Yeah. I don't know too much of the details, guys, because I literally just saw an article, like seconds before I went live. So, and it wasn't like an article on soap, it was just an article that a friend posted on Facebook, saying that they've reached an agreement with the strike. So, I don't know any details about the agreement beyond that it ensures that AI won't be used to replace writing teams, and I assume a pay raise, otherwise the strike would still be going on. So yeah. An agreement has been made, and I don't think we'll see it affect GH too much in that case, because I'm sure that they kind of spread things out as much as they could the last bit here. Taggart broke my heart. Taggart made me cry. Yeah, he did such a great job. I wouldn't trust those tests if I was Curtis with Miss Wu around. DG, you said, I hope the test is real because I'm sick of Trina's paternity. It's so inconsequential. Trina has two upsetting guys that love her. There's no real conflict there. Yeah, I agree with you there, DG. Like, I think, and both of the guys said it to each other as well. Like, Trina could do worse. She has two guys that have her back, that have had her back wholeheartedly since they knew her. So, you know, And Curtis and Taggart have, for the most part, been very, very civil with each other. And not stepped on each other's toes. And have been very careful not to overstep their role in Trina's life. And I think that they'll have that same tact, you know, throughout this new chapter for them. DG said, I miss the days when Rail Andrews had real story, back when Taggart was always on Sonny's case. Maurice and Rail had incredible scenes together. It's sad to see him just being the odd man out. Brooklyn, you said Spencer had asked Sam to investigate Esme's prescription, and Sam never did. Yeah, I know. Sam never, like, Spencer and Sam never met up after that at all. DG said, it's not like Trina hates Curtis. Exactly. WGA wants more than what TGA is looking for. Okay, maybe that's what I seen then. Sorry guys if I misread. Like I said, I literally just saw the article like 3 seconds before going live. Portia lied, but big whoop. Yeah, we need to talk about that, okay? Like, Curtis is a bit of a mess. When he got home from Greenland, Curtis had made a move on Jordan, as you guys know. And Jordan thinks he needs to figure out things with his wife first. But I guess she didn't mean for Curtis to move back in with Portia. To be clear, he's in the guest room, and Trina's a factor as to why he's thinking he should try with her. Not that it makes Curtis kissing Jordan any better. But if you ask me, both these women at this point deserve better than this raging hypocrite. Mad about his romantic interest lies while hiding the fact that he's neck deep in the mob with Selena. Like, it's so ridiculous to me, you guys. It's super ridiculous. Okay, we're in the long haul. I read somewhere WGA won't get a new deal until late summer to end the strike. Well, if that's the case, then, I mean, at least there's a bit of progress there. And hopefully the whole thing gets resolved before, you know, the end of summer. But I think, you know, just like during the start of COVID, like GH did what they had to do to stretch it out, and I think that they'll do that too. And worst case scenario, if they run out of episodes, which I don't think that they will, I really don't think that they will. I think that they're probably good for the entire summer. And then there might be issues in the fall, if anything, for a bit. But we'll probably, if it comes to the point where they run out of episodes, we're just going to see the 2018 episodes that they're live streaming online or whatever on their General Hospital channel, which is showing classic episodes from like 5 years ago instead of like 40 like most of us would like to see. Curtis needs to be single, that part. And DG said, I hope when William Lipton does come back, he gets some real airtime. I was really looking forward to really looking forward to the Cam, Dex, and Joss triangle. I wanted a real fight between Cam and Dex. It just fizzled out. Yeah, I hated that he sort of like brushed it off and was like, treat her well, or I'm coming for you. But like, it wouldn't be a triangle. It would be like a one-sided triangle. Joss doesn't have any romantic feelings left for Cam. Otherwise, you know, she wouldn't have jumped into bed so quickly with Dex. And you also want to see a music story angle. I would love to see that too. He is an amazing singer. I think he's better than Harry Styles. I'm not really a big Harry Styles fan, to be honest. So, you know, but I do agree. He's really talented. And his band is so great. Like that band that he's in, I forget what they're called. But so good. So good. I love their music. And yes, he does deserve to be able to showcase his talent much more as a musician. This story line with Chase should have for realsies been Cameron's story. Let's be honest. Chase isn't even a real singer. Alright. I'm so glad Jordan walked out on Curtis. Yeah. So basically what happened was Curtis told Aunt Stella that he kissed Jordan, and Stella believed he needed to run over to tell the truth before she found out another way, but unfortunately, she found out through Portia that Curtis moved back in, and she went straight to the house. And Jordan finally put her foot down, saying that she was no longer going to wait around for a guy who can't decide what's more important to him. And so, kudos to Jordan for that. So yeah, I agree with that, you, Edmund. Jordan's moving on, yes. Thankfully. With Zeke, do you think? Yeah, Zeke's back tomorrow, you guys. I'm so glad that he's back, you guys. Like, when we seen him briefly during the wedding, I was like, oh, he needs to be a character on the show. He looks like he could get into so much trouble. Maybe he'll be a love interest for Jordan. I feel like he seems a little young. And secretly, I kind of want him to be gay, because I know the actor has played a gay character before. But, you know, there's no other gay guys except for Brad. So. What else? Oh, you were looking forward to Cam going to the dark side. I would have wanted to see that. I don't think it's going to happen now, though. Because now, like, there's been some time passage. But I don't know. I would have loved to see Cam go like down a dark path for sure. Yeah, classic power pop mix of pop punk. I wouldn't say it's pop punk. I think it's more like indie rock, like summer vibe indie rock is how I would describe that band. But I like it. Let's see. Not a Harry Styles fan either. You just used him because he's popular. Fair enough. Yeah, I liked One Direction too. I liked them until like Zayn left. Maybe I was just a Zayn fan. I didn't really like the music that came out with like when the four of them continued on. Oh, DG said, I think Jordan just talked a good game. She still has feelings. Well, of course she still has feelings, but like I do think that she also knows her worth, and I think that's what she's done with. She's done with being like held on by a leash. Like she took forever to move on from Curtis, probably holding out hope, I imagine, and then the second she got a bit more of hope, she got let down. So I think she's done with waiting around, and I think she's gonna try to get back in the game. Not to say that she won't still have feelings for Curtis, but she is gonna try to move on. Was hoping that Zeke would be gay. I'd love to see it. Spoilers are saying that Zeke is going to bed, Jordan on the rebound. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Portia. Yeah, Zeke comes back tomorrow for sure, because he was in Friday's preview. Love Gavin Houston as an actor. I just hope he gets a good story. I hope so too. One Direction was okay. Definitely felt like I was getting too old for new boy bands. Well, I think for me, like, it was just the excitement of, like, this boy band becoming this huge phenomenon, which it had been a while since a band seemed to, like, take over the world like that. Like, in my mind, the last band to do that, the last pop band to do that from another country was the Spice Girls. Like, that's the last thing I could compare them to in between the Spice Girls and One Direction. Yeah, they were big bands, but nothing as, like, insane as the Spice Girls sort of phenomenon was. And, you know, One Direction, I feel like, was very much the same thing. Like, they were getting pop-up stores and malls even here. Wasn't a Zayn fan. I think I like the majority of One Direction's music. I thought the Generation songs lyrics were good, and all the guys could actually sing instead of auto-tune. I feel so. The thing about Zayn is, like, his voice did stick out like a sore thumb, because you could tell he had like this really soulful R&B voice, where all the other band members really had like pop voices. You know what I mean? Like, Zayn's voice was smooth and like seductress. And he was gorgeous, man. One Direction, I was too old. That's valid. Like, I wasn't like crazy over them. Okay, I got a kick out of the fact that they were like a phenomenon, and I liked the music that they came out with when they came out, like when they first kind of popped in as a band, and even like the couple years later. I think my favorite One Direction song though was You and I, like that slow song where I think all 5 of them were on a dock, and like they kind of just keep on morphing into each other. I think 1D was one of the most talented bands of their generation. They did sing live well together, for sure. But yeah, to put things in perspective, they've been to Edmonton. I've not been to their show, okay? Like, I like them, not enough to pay to sit through a crowd of like 20,000 girls screaming their heads off over them. I haven't really heard much of Zayn's solo stuff. I followed Niall and Liam. I liked Zayn's first solo album. They had some bangers. Zayn had some bangers on that first album. Oh, man. You and I by 1D, yeah. You and I, it was a good song. And Zayn's high note in that song, oh man. So good. And in the live version, even better. Jeez, that guy could sing. Alright, but let's get back on topic. How we got into One Direction from Cam, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but back to topic, guys. So the last big plot of this week was the Carly and Drew insider trading SCC mess. Everyone still thinks it's Ned, everyone but Brooklyn, and now everyone but Olivia too. Sonny had confronted Ned at the Metro Court, and Olivia stepped in and reassured Sonny that he didn't do it. Not that Sonny necessarily believes him, or believes her, but you know, Ned is swearing on Lila, and you know, swearing on the grave. Like, come on. Plus, I think Ned would own it. If he did it, he would own it. He'd be like, "Damn right I did. They committed a crime." Let's see. Now beyond, or actually, hold on. Where was I in my notes? Okay, so the biggest plot within the SEC storyline is that the SEC is probably going to likely offer Carly freedom in exchange for evidence on Sonny's career, which Carly refuses continuously. But since Michael does have proof, he wants to give her that evidence to give to the feds, and he ran it by Carly, who's not thrilled about it at all. And she obviously was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I really don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Michael's going to give Carly the evidence, and then Carly's going to give the feds the evidence. I think what's going to happen, if anything, is Jocelyn is probably going to try to snatch the evidence from Michael and then give it to the feds herself in exchange for her mother's freedom. And then Michael would get what he wants without going against Willow's wishes. Michael's not going to hate it. He's going to be like, well, I didn't do it. Jocelyn stole it from me just to save her mom. Speaking of which, though, we haven't seen Willow in a minute. Is she still alive? No, I know she's still alive, guys. I know that she's recovering. I bet she's in a room somewhere in the same wing that Elizabeth is working, because we haven't seen her in forever either. The only thing that redeems the insider trading story is the fact that Carly can get out of it by blabbing on Sonny. Michael offering to give Carly the video was a good twist. Other than the insider trading story is a yawn. Yeah, I don't see Carly, Drew, or Sonny going to jail for this. You know, like, all three are going to somehow get out of it. And if Sonny does go to jail, he'll still be on screen every day. Unless he wants to retire, but I don't think so, not yet. I think we all know where this is going. Once Nina gets exposed, she'll leave Port Charles. Carly and Sonny get married and to save Carly from going to prison. That could be an outcome too. Really wish Joss would find the video and give it to the feds. I think that she will, honestly, DG. Then we get to watch Sonny try to worm his way out of it. Of course he will. I think Gladys will be the one that did it. But isn't Gladys... Oh no, I got it confused. Selena is on vacation. Gladys has to figure out a way to give something useful to Selena. Yeah, so I guess if she somehow gets her hands on the evidence, then she could give it to Selena, who could turn it into the feds. And maybe ask for Carly's freedom too? No, because if... I mean, she might. She liked Carly. If Carly and Sonny end up getting a sham wedding to protect both of them from going to prison, I'm going to cackle. Yeah, it'll be hilarious, and it'll be exactly what Nina deserves. And I think that could come into play too. I think whoever turns in the evidence to set Carly free, whether it's Gladys or Selena or Jocelyn, I think that they would call Carly to testify, and she'll avoid it by marrying him, and then Nina will get pissed off. DG said, I just want Willow to die, survive, or just go away. I'm so tired of her illness. Somebody please lock Joss in the basement. It's dragging on forever. It is. DG said, Maurice has said he does not want a Carson reunion, and what Maurice says goes. Frank never wants to piss him off. That's why we get so much Nina. Maurice loves Cynthia. That's unfortunate. But it's not up to him at the end of the day. And if I feel like, you know, they've clearly put some mob players that they like to play with, like Selena Wu, and if Maurice wants to retire over the fact that the writers are doing what the writers want to do, then, you know, that's on him. The video gets turned into the feds. Pac-Man's people are going to unalive the Krenzel's family one by one. Oh, true. It'll be a mob mess. What about putting Nina with Drew? And no, I don't want Nina with Drew either. Good lord. Like, I know she's grateful for him saving Liesel, but damn, never. DG said, I really wish that would write Selena working with Pikeman. That would be interesting. That'd be badass. It's up to Frank and Disney, of course, but they won't piss Maurice off. I mean, if he just wants to work with Nina or Cynthia, they don't necessarily have to be together as a couple. Jocelyn is going to regret turning in Sonny when Pikeman comes for her family. Yeah, true. They did such a bad deal with Willow's leukemia. I simply don't give a damn. Yeah, it was written horribly and so unrealistic. Like, embarrassing. I'm not a doctor or a nurse or have any knowledge on, you know, medical stuff, but it doesn't take a genius or a doctor or a nurse to realize how ridiculous the story was. She had freaking stage 4 cancer for like a year. Nina and Drew, gross. I can take Drew and Carly, but Cynthia Watros just does nothing for me as Nina. I'd love them to recast that role, but again, Maurice would be pissed. Yeah, you know, like, I never really warmed up to Cynthia that much either. Just because Michelle Stafford, who previously played her, is so unique in, like, her personality, and her personality comes through in the characters that she plays, and it makes them that much more entertaining to watch. So yeah, I don't know. Because, like, when they went with Nina and Jax, I think that Michelle and Ingo had chemistry. And then as soon as Cynthia became Nina, I was like, there's no chemistry there. And she didn't, like, I know Sonny and Nina have their fans, but I don't see the chemistry between them either. Maurice and Laura said this is just a break for Sonny and Carly. If the show wants to end, they know that they would end up together. True. I've done enough research and sadly have known enough people with cancer to know that Willow should have been dead last year. Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. I've known a few people that battled cancer and lost their battles with cancer, but I only really got to see a person really going through it twice. One when I was really young, so I didn't really know what was going on. I was like not even 10 years old, and I was kind of hidden away from it because I was a child in terms of like how much she was going through. But my coworker, she struggled a lot when she was at work, and then she could no longer work, and shaving the head, she got like paler and weaker, and eventually like lost her mind a bit and then passed away. Used to love Cynthia as an actress. I watched her on Guiding Light, Lost in YNR, but she is just miscast of Nina. She also has no physical chem with Maurice. I kind of miss Michelle as Nina, but when I saw Michelle play Nina, I just saw Phyllis from YNR. I think that they tried to write her like Phyllis initially too, right? I didn't watch YNR, but I know that a lot of people were saying at the time like they're playing her as Phyllis and making her just as crazy as her. And then they kind of got rid of the crazy. Willow should have been gone along with her child a long time ago. What is long-term pain like? Not going to the doctor every year? I don't know. Mother went to the hospital every day. Sadly, I've even known teens and 20-somethings who have died from different cancers. It was awful. I've seen stories because I always take it upon myself to. Well, I don't know why I do this, but I always watch the emotional stuff, like people doing really amazing things for people that are battling cancer. Just like YouTubers that do that for like people going through it. And it breaks my heart. And then you hear when they pass away and it's sad. My mother died of cancer, and once you hit stage 4, you have a few months, and that's it, not a whole year. That's my favorite girl, Michelle Stafford. She's back with us on YNR, thankfully. I have to say, she was given her own storyline on GH. Phyllis can be a little crazy. Like, Phyllis is faking her death on YNR. I did hear about that. Because I do follow Michelle Stafford on her Instagram, too. I did try to write Michelle like Phyllis, yeah. Nina came out of her coma and GH, and Phyllis was put into a coma to write her off on YNR. Yeah, exactly. Ron Carlivati, yeah, that was his MO, just like making comparisons to characters they formerly played. And also, like, make note that her nurse was named Phyllis. So, Sunny and Nina seemed so forced. Chemistry just painful to watch. In all honesty, I think that if Michelle never left GH, I don't think they would have even gone there. I don't think they would have gone there at all. I think we would have seen like a really big romance with Nina and Jax. Oof. Mind you, the writers over the years have always liked to pin Sunny and Jax against each other when it comes to the romantic interests. So, maybe. Alright. Oh my god, her nurse was named Phyllis. That's like, just like Ron do that. Right, that. Well, I don't think we've seen Phyllis on screen until after Ron left. Many years after Ron left. But I think that we were told that her name was Phyllis, and then we met Phyllis because that's who was in Nixon Falls. So that's how Nina knew that woman who was running the bar there. That was her nurse. That's the one thing I did like about him as a writer. It was fine in its moments like that, but like, as someone who didn't watch the other soaps, all of them would have gone over my head anyway. So like, none of that, you know, none of that did anything for me personally. Michelle's Nina wouldn't have been paired with Sunny. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that she would. He always gave shoutouts to other soaps. Yeah, he did, but, you know, that's what got GH in trouble. And then he focused on other soaps that were dead, so it wouldn't matter. But, I don't know. Because I'm not a big soap watcher, like, all the like, different soap mentions never really did anything for me. Apart from, like, Anna and Alex, and like, I don't mind because that's, you know, that's history of the character, and if the character has made their rounds on other soaps, then it's fine. They can mention the other soap stuff. But we saw what they did to Alex, and they haven't done anything with, you know, Anna's other relatives from other shows, so. Angel said Jack Sandrick had a bad habit of wanting the woman that Sunny had. It's unhealthy. Sunny had every woman in PC but Jessie and Audrey. Yep. And Diane. He never got Diane. Alright, what was I gonna say? I'm still looking forward to when Sunny finds out that Michael hired Dex. That'll be something. I don't think he'll kill him, though, because he knows that would hurt Joss. Alright, but anyway, we gotta wrap things up, because I don't want to be here much longer. It's been almost an hour. Now, beyond the SEC storyline, we saw that Esme's first day on the job, that Alexis offered her, was a disaster. One that Gregory helped the company avoid any damages from, and he finally agreed to work for the paper despite his impending ALS. Esme did not get fired, but, you know, the weak is young. Also, Molly and TJ reconciled over Molly's condition, her TV show condition, y'all, not her real life one. Not that the same actress is playing her currently. Again, I don't mind this Molly. She kind of looks like her. She kind of sounds like her. Yes, she looks a little bit older, but, you know, Haley also looks really young. So, that's what that is. What are you guys saying? Watching Sunny and Dante at the pool, Dante calling Sam beautiful, and Sunny laughing still feels weird. Yeah, the fact that they both slept with her is a little bit weird. Does Dante know that? Does Dante know that Sam and Sunny almost had a baby? Oh, Lord. When I was a kid, I saw Sam back it up for Sunny. Now she backs it up for his son. DG said, I think placing all the soaps in the same universe is fine, but Ron and Frank's problem was that he almost turned GH into a refugee camp for displaced One Life to Live actors. Exactly. That's what pissed me off. So when they all had to get ushered off, I was loving it. I laughed so hard. They need to nix the Gregory ALS story. We've suffered enough with Willow's cancer debacle. Yeah. He hasn't had Liz yet. True. Man practically populated the next generation of the town. Also true. Think they're gonna make Esme a reporter so she can stay around so much? I mean, yeah, they might as well. She can be sneaky. She might be really good at it. We'll see. Eventually, not right now, obviously. Careful, Dion. The writers don't want us to know that Sante had a baby sister together. DG, that was my problem. So many of the core families, like the Hardys and the Webbers, barely have next generations, but Sonny has an entire new generation of Corinthuses. True. Sam has had the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Uncle. Yeah, Sonny, Rick, and Dante. GH likes to put father and sons with the same woman. Like freaking Morgan and Sonny and Ava. Alright, what else happened? Marshall made gumbo, you guys. Riveting stuff. Gumbo's really good, though. Drew gave Scout Oscar's harmonica. Thrilling stuff again. Thrilling. I don't even remember Oscar ever playing the harmonica. I know he played the guitar, and I know that when a different actor was playing him, he played a piano. He was going to be disappointed when Austin supposedly gets involved with Esme. Yikes. I hope that's not true. And last but not least, everyone also found out about Nina and Sonny's engagement. And other than Dante, everyone else is less than thrilled. Everyone else is just tired, though. Like me. I'm tired of it. I just don't care. Get married. Go ahead. And we all know it's not going to last the moment he finds out the truth about what Nina did to Carly and Drew. So it is what it is. Pardon while I throw up. Yeah, Roger, Howard, and Avery Pohl would be so gross for sure. You think that Oscar was supposed to be a blues guy? Maybe. Who knows, though? Alright, guys, but we'll wrap things up here tonight. Been on for almost an hour. I hope GH gets better in June, you guys. Like, May was awful on the show and in real life, let's face it. Oi. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're in for a weird year for GH because of this writer's strike. It'll be... It's unfortunate because it's the 60th anniversary year, too. Man. That gumbo looked hella good. I had it when I went to New Orleans myself. Although, you know what's funny? I video blogged that trip, and if you guys want to look at it, like, it's on Dion's Corner. Just type in New Orleans somewhere in the... Or no, just type in NOLA on Dion's Corner. You'll see some of the videos. There's not us eating gumbo, but it was during Mardi Gras, so it was funny videos. And you'll see my family, too. Turned 29 on May 27th. It wasn't a place bad. Well, happy belated birthday. But yeah, stay tuned. This Wednesday, we'll just come and hang out. It wasn't that bad. I'm glad it wasn't that bad. 60th anniversary, Def didn't live up to the hype. Not surprised. Yeah, I mean, I figured, like, I wanted them to celebrate it the whole damn year, because that's what it felt like during the 50th. And they celebrated it for, like, a month. In April. And then May Sweeps just fizzled. Sad days. Alright, guys. But I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. If you liked the live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Mwah.